Hello, welcome to another conversation with B. It's been a while, I know. I've really been inspired. Today's conversation rather has been inspired by a song that has been really ministering to my heart for some time now, and it's You Hold It All Together by Maverick City and Upper Room. You come at the right time when I least expected, never behind. So why would I be surprised when you deliver every time? On mountain tops, you stay the same. In valleys low, you never change. God of the present, God of my future, you write my story, you hold it all together. God of my present, God of my future, you write my story, you hold it all. I believe that I will see the goodness of the Lord. I'm confident that as seasons change, your faithfulness remains. Your faithfulness remains. Your faithfulness remains. This song really just talks about how God is faithful, and He's the Alpha and Omega. Most of us know, and we've come to realize that He is the Alpha and the Omega. But this song just reminds us that God is not just the Alpha and the Omega. He's with us even in the middle of that situation, even in the middle of that storm. It really got me thinking of the different seasons that 2020 has gotten me into and out of. So firstly, I'll be speaking to people that may be in a season where you know that you started with God, you're so sure that you started with God, but now you're in the middle and you're not so sure where God is, you're not so sure. You feel like He's left you maybe in the middle of the storm, He's left you in the situation. You don't know whether you should keep on going forward or you should just stop, because you don't understand if He did start with you. You don't understand if you heard right, maybe you didn't get it right, or maybe you misunderstood, or maybe it was just your feelings or your own emotions. So you're not so sure if God is with you in the middle. And I'm also speaking to people that are so sure that God started with them and God has seen you right through the middle, but now you're almost at the end of the road and you just feel like God has left you. Like, God, where are you in this situation? You're literally looking for Him. You just want to quit and you just want to end it all. This is the end of the year. 2020 has been rough. You're so sure that He started the year with you. He was with you right in the middle, but now it's coming to an end and you're just not so sure where God is anymore. You're just wondering why things are not working out, why things are not adding up. Did you really begin the year with Him? Are you really still in His will? Is He still with you at the end of the matter? And thirdly, I'll be speaking to people that have really seen God right from the beginning. They've seen Him even in the end of situations, but maybe at a point where you're not really seeing God in the middle of your situation. Like, you know, God is Alpha and Omega. You've seen Him in the beginning, you've seen Him at the end of your situations. In most cases, you've never really been in the in-between, but life really gets us to the in-between sometimes, where you know that God is there at the end, you know that He was with you right in the beginning, but you can't seem to find Him in the middle. Like, God, where are you? I know how this will end. It will end well, and it will end in testimonies, in victory. It will end in your glory ultimately. But Lord, how do I get to the end? I started with you, but I don't know how to get to the end. And I don't know if I've already mentioned the category of people that don't know God, don't know if God is with them in the end. You started and you're right in the middle, and you just don't know if God is finishing this thing with you. You don't know if He's ending it with you. So that's basically what I'm talking about today, and that's what the song just reminds us to say. to God, our future is a memory because He's already been there, you know. God has already been there. There's nothing that leaves Him by surprise. What's amazing is that He saw your unformed substance. Right when you were in your mother's womb, He numbered your days. He's seen each and every day. He discerns your thoughts right from afar. He sees you as you sit, as you lie down, He sees you. There's nowhere that you can go away from His presence. You can ascend to heaven, you can go down in the heads. He's still God and He's still faithful. So despite that situation, maybe you started that business project or plan, or you started school with Him and now you don't know where He is in the moment. You had so many goals, you started maybe a relationship, you started a project, no matter what it is that you started, but then you're not so sure if God is with you. I'm just here to remind you that God is with you and He's there in the moment, He's there in the situation. And I've really seen the goodness of God in my life in 2020. Of course, 2020 has been such a rough year. It's been a rough year for people academically. It's been a rough year for people spiritually, physically. So many people have gone through so much. People have lost loved ones. People have lost business opportunities. People have lost their jobs. People have lost communication with certain people. But then God has been faithful. So it's very important for us to really focus on the good, even as we are trusting God to see us through this year. I know most people have even given up on 2021. They say they won't even make plans for 2021. They won't hope for 2021 because you never know these days. But one thing that still remains the same is that year in, year out, God remains faithful. And personally, I've seen it in my life. God remains faithful and He usually comes through for us when we least expect it. Because, you know, I usually like to remind myself that as long as you can't explain to me who holds the sun in its place, who holds the skies in their place, you can't explain to me how creation began as it is. You know, so many people have tried to explain creation, but as long as we can explain how we live and move and continue to breathe on our own, it's something that's beyond us. Not even science can fully explain our existence, how the sun holds itself in its place, how the clouds are in their place, how day and night continues. Really just a reality that God is faithful and He remains faithful through it all. Certain principles just still hold true to themselves, and it's beyond human reasoning, it's beyond our wisdom, knowledge, and intelligence. So that really just gets me to a sobering point where I just realize that even when things are not working out, even when things are not going as planned, God remains faithful in season and out of season. He's still God. And it's very important for us to remain positioned. It's very important for us to remain serving, to remain trusting, to remain hoping, because you never really know when God does come through. He really comes through most times when we least expect it. So just stay true to yourself even as 2020 comes to an end. Stay true to yourself. Know who you are. Know what defines you. Know where you stand. Know what you stand for. You know, and just keep hoping and keep trusting. The last thing that any of us wants to do in this year is to just lose ourselves. It's very important for us to focus on our mental health. This has really been an issue that has been going on, and I have some little basic knowledge on mental health, but it's something that I would really like to get into because many people are losing themselves these days. So it's very important for us to just know ourselves, know what makes us happy. You know, it's important for us to just spend time on self-care. If it's just taking a walk, if it's just manicure, if it's just going for a trip, if you can afford to go for a trip, if it's just having a good chat, a good conversation with people that are really genuinely your friends, if it's just having a good laugh, watching a good movie, it's very important for us to know what helps us relax, what helps us to just refocus, if it's reading a book. But yeah, it's very important for us to focus on what makes us who we are, so that no matter the year, no matter the struggles or the challenges of the year, we don't lose ourselves. We stay true to who we are as an individual. We remain rooted and grounded in the things that we value the most, the things that define us. Because, you know, things may change externally, things may not work out outside of us, but we have to remain who we are despite what's happening. We have to remain strong. We have to remain true to ourselves. That's why it's also very important for us to really build genuine relationships with people that we know we can talk to, people that we know we can get wise counsel from, people that we know can just be a listening ear when we are going through a situation or a problem. So let's not neglect the inner things, the things that really develop who we are, the things that really build us even as we enter 2021. Let's work on ourselves, our mental health. Let's work on our well-being. It's very important for us to learn to say no I've been listening to so many things on how to say no. You know, it's important for us as individuals to know our limits, just where to end. Where does your kindness and generosity end? Because most people have really found themselves in toxic relationships. People are in relationships where they can't even say no to someone. They can't even refuse to do something because most people feel like they owe the other person something. You should never be in a position where you feel like you owe someone something, because at the end of the day, each and every relationship that you have should build you, it should cultivate you. You should be able to be at liberty to just express yourself and have an opinion, of course, in love. But really, as 2020 ends, let's just be faithful. He's with us in the middle of the situation. He was with us even when it began, and he's going to be with us right till the end. Just remain positioned, just remain serving, just remain building yourself and working on yourself, because God will come through, and in most times when you least expect it. So the last thing that you want to do is just lose yourself and lose hope. We should never ever come to a place where we lose hope. The world can crumble right us, but who we are and what makes us should never be destroyed by anything and anyone. So even as we start this new year, I'm not saying we should wait for the 31st of December. Right from this moment, it's important for us to build who we are, to build our character, to build where we stand, so that even as we enter 2021, we all don't know what it holds for us. Of course, we have plans, we have goals, but just as we've seen, some things never work out as we plan. So as 2021 begins, just stand firm in who you are. Just stay true to yourself. Know where you stand, what you stand for. Build relationships with people. Just build yourself, and just keep being beautiful people, and just open your eyes to who you can help even in this festive season. You know, let's just be our brother and sisters keeper, and let's never forget to put a smile on someone's face, because we never know what people are going through. Your kind words can actually make someone's day in this year. So that's really what I wanted us to talk about. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.